Hello, everyone. I'm Lynne with Run It Back, and we have another interview for you here, this time with Bren Esports Victress. So, Bren Esports Victress is a team that has been competing in the Game Changers scene in the APAC region. So, Bren Esports Victress, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us
Yeah,
today too.
yeah. Thank you for having us.
So, could you introduce the team for those who aren't familiar with the team?
Hi, I'm Zini. I play Initiator and Sentinel for the team. Ali.
Hi, I'm Ali. I play Initiator and Sentinel for the team also, and we are from APAC region. Um, that's it.
Let me introduce my teammates because they're not here. Alexi is our team captain, also plays the role Flex. She plays Chamber, Jet, uh, Initiator. Shirazi is our main controller, and Mikasi, she's our main duelist, also the race player for the team. Twirly, she's the sixth player, and she plays second duel and sentinel for the team.
Okay, thank you for introducing yourselves. So, you all have been competing not just as Bren Esports Victress, but also before as an unsigned team. So, what led you all to come together to compete in Valorant?
I think what led us to compete together is first is we have the same goal and the enjoyment of playing and the challenges of competition and reaching new levels and skill improvement and exploration of potential.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we were all, not all, like a few of us are not teammates before um open one of uh FSL circuit, but for example, they Ali, Alexi, who else? Shirazi? Is Shirazi with you?
Shirazi, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ali, Alexi, and Shirazi was in Arise before, and I was from Oasis Gaming. Mikasi was from NGX, the
Nig-
current that wait,
Nigma Galaxy.
yeah, Nigma Galaxy, and Twirly, I remember she's from Light Speedy Sports. So
Yeah.
it was like January. Uh, they were looking for some players to play with them for Open One in FSL, and they asked me to play initiator for them because Japeeps, who was in Orangutan right now, Japips, who was in Orangutan right now, she had to work, and they need a Sova for their team. Although Ali can play Sova, like she has, she needs someone to play another, like there's no Sentinel for the team, so she had to move to Sentinel role at that time. So yeah, that's when I met them, and Open One happened, and we at that time before Open One we were actually finding an org to get us because we were in another org, but it's like where their contracts are expiring, and they decided to find another org for the team. So that's when Brent reached to us, and that's where it all began. That's all.
Okay. So, uh, what's it been like being signed as a team together? I know that sometimes different orgs have different uh, benefits or just different types of support. What has it been like being signed under Bren Esports?
Um, of course, we are very happy. I mean, It's our dream to represent Bren because Bren is a big organization here in the Philippines. Um, it's a wonderful feeling to get signed to a position you fought hard to get. What about you, Zin?
Um, I think it's nice to have an org. Like they do things for you, provide things you needed. They provided us a training room with high-end computers, and that's a big help for us because our personal computers in our house are only ranges from low to mid end, and like in general, like having an org supporting you is always better than not having any, you know?
I see. Okay, well, that's great to hear that you have a great amount of support. You mentioned earlier just so all of the players that you are working with on your team. I know that a typical strategy is to go with 5 members to a team, and some have experimented with 6. It hasn't worked out, but it seems to be working out quite well for you. So, how do you manage a 6-player roster?
Oh, actually, our coach told us that we're lucky to have 6-man roster because they said an additional player gives more variety to plays. Like this player plays more aggressive, or like this player is good at using this agent. Like we just kind of try to mix and match. Like if this agent comp is good, we go for it, we use it. If this play is good, we use it. Like we have such different players who plays different styles. Like for example, me, I always play by my my utilities, and some of us like there are just good with aim, so they like add more power. So like if we go for the style of aggressiveness, of course they will go for power. So maybe I go twirl is in, I'm out, something like that.
Okay. So that's very interesting. So, you all just have the flexibility to adapt and the variety because of those different styles. Have you ever had the occurrence where you have had to adapt within a series? Maybe at the beginning you expected things to go one way, but you said, based on the first game, let's change things up the second game, either on the composition or which player would play, or is that pretty set in stone when you start out?
Most of the time we do that because there are times that things are just not working out for this game. So it's like um, we change our comp, agent comp, or we either change players so that we can actually um, manage to win the game without getting those what do you call it? Because there's this kind of style that we're avoiding. For example, alter ego plays a 4-man push or or like 3-man push. So what we're doing is like we just get in the sage in the game. Like for example, Breeze, our original composition was we used two initiator, but then when we're facing alter ego that time, we used sage because that's how you actually stop them from pushing
Get
out from one side. Can you add something? Yeah.
um yeah, we kind of like to improvise like uh for the second map. Oh, we want to try this agent. Then our coach let us to try new agent compo, but uh I think I think that's it. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Uh, so again, just the variety and the flexibility that you have within a series, that's definitely something that can make your team really powerful and has been working so far. So you all, in terms of the points, for your region, you're in second place. So, what does it feel like to be basically the top three teams and have already qualified for the elite tournament?
Uh,
Can you
can I start?
answer first? Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Um, for me, it gave us security, like a sure spot in elite, and it gives us pressure at the same time because like our team is good, but everyone keeps getting better these days, so we need to constantly grind and improve so we can stay at the top. Yeah, so
For me, uh, it's amazing. Secure slot. I mean, all the hard work already paid off. Then we only need one tournament, which is elite, to qualify in Berlin. And as of now, we do our best in everything. Cause we don't have time to waste. Yeah.
Right. And
That.
so you mentioned qualifying for Berlin and trying to take over the first place position over Alter Ego Celeste. And with the way your region is set up, you've had a bit of time to prepare for the elite because they've had the overtime and then they've had, or they're going to have the LCQ. What have you been able to do in general, like to prepare for elite?
As of now, uh, we uh, we have screams and we have eh, the never-ending grind. Yeah.
um for me, I think we are experimenting a lot, especially with roles and agents. Like like what I've said, we have a six-player team, so we have a lot of choices in place, and that's what we're really practicing right now. Just getting comfortable with the agents and stuff.
Okay. So with that experimentation you're doing, what are your thoughts on the new meta? It's changed within the last month or so. Do you like the new meta compared to old metas? What are your thoughts in general about that and the new agent?
Um, for me, I like the new meta, but like the SEA meta is kind of how should I address it? It's more broad. Like EU has slow approach, right? And NA has chaotic, and C is like every every region's meta. Because I think SEA just likes to play. Sometimes there are teams that play slow, that plays by the book, that plays by just rushing in the site. So I think the meta right now in C is more of whatever works for us. So yeah, the meta right now is too broad to explain. Like in PH scene, there's a triple initiator comp, and I don't really know how it works, but it works for them. So yeah, there's just too meta. There's just too many meta right now. So yeah, but I like it.
Uh, um, for me, my answer more like general, but I like the new meta as well. I mean, meta changing is normal though. That makes the game interesting because change is inevitable, and we all need to learn how to adapt. That's it.
Well, that's good that you all like it. I know that sometimes when I ask teams, they immediately jump to the meta where Astra was dominant, and they say, "Oh, I don't like that time anymore."
Okay. We
So
don't want it.
you don't want it either. Okay.
No, the stunts and pull are so OP.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned watching like an EMEA team. So, do you all watch other regions or follow any other particular teams, either in the main circuit or any other Game Changers teams?
Yeah, I always watch GC from other regions. Yeah, I watch last night, I think. It was NA Game Changers, right?
Yep. Yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, watching them, it gave us ideas on how other regions play. Since we're having a Champions Game Changer, by doing that, it will help us to adapt to their gameplay.
For me, there's no particular team I really watch. I just like watching random VCT while I have free time and just really bored. I also like watching Masters and Champions. Like I stay up late for it because I get a lot of ideas from it too. So yeah.
Great. So just trying to pull inspiration from wherever or whenever. Do you all have thoughts on the new map? Because I believe by the time Elite comes out, Pearl will be in the rotation, if I'm not mistaken. So any overall thoughts on adding Pearl and then potentially the dropping of Split?
Um, uh, Personally, I still don't know how to play Pearl. I mean, there's a lot of angle to check, and as of now, we don't know what agents we will use on that map. But regarding to Split, I still personally like Split. I mean, that map is very technical. So you're not only focusing on your aims, you need to properly use of utilities to have a map control. Yeah. What
Um,
about
for me, Pearl, it's like it reminds me of Inferno in CS:GO. I say the map is so it's too big yet too small. Like it's too complicated. There's a lot of alley in the game, and there's also like a sewer kind of thing. And yeah, it's complicated, but I think it's good. Like it's good of like for now we don't know what agents are the best for the map, but like I believe it's making more meta. Like the maps are making their own metas. Also,
Right? Uh,
sorry.
sure, go ahead.
Also, dropping Split was kind of hard for us because it's one of our best map in like we won a lot of games because of Split. So yeah, it's just sad.
yeah,
So
because
but we move on.
yeah, our team is best in utility usage. That's
Yeah,
why we
we
are kind
love
of sad. We love
yeah.
Split.
Hmm. Well, yeah, no, I've heard similar things about just trying to figure Pearl out. So a lot to do in preparation. Uh, so you mentioned comparing it to a CS:GO map. Are both of you former CS:GO players? Like, what was your experience before coming into Valorant in terms of like esports or games?
Oh,
Me, I am ikaw ba na?
you go first. You go first.
I was from CS:GO, but like I played various FPS games before that, but I just grew a lot from CS:GO. That's where I really started. I joined a few tournaments in 2020 in CS:GO, but it didn't last long since Valorant came out the same year, and yeah, I just gotta move on from CS:GO. How about you,
As
Ali?
as for me, I didn't play CS:GO competitively. Just play for casual. I came from the other FPS. If you know, it's Special Force 2. Uh,
Hmm.
that's where I came from before I played Valorant.
Interesting. I know I personally haven't heard of that title, but so you've had some former experience. I know some players Valorant is their first tactical FPS or FPS in general, so it's interesting that's kind of the roots that you both have. And then you all will most likely go up against Alter Ego Celeste either earlier in the tournament or in the finals. So a lot of your games have been very, very close. But I was wondering if you all have any thoughts about going up against them again, any particular, you don't have to mention a strategy, but any just overall thoughts about going up against them and trying to take their title.
Um, Overall thoughts to take down alter ego. Actually, we also know how to beat them because we won from them on the different tournament, but not in FSL. But we all know their weaknesses right now. So I think our priority is just need to work on our mentality that won't affect our performances.
Yeah, I agree. We we now know how to break into their defenses and how we manage to defend our side against them now because we fought a lot. And for us, it's just like what do you call it? We're just making sure that we're more prepared to face them because sometimes you don't lose the game because of strats or mistakes. It's because of mentality. So yeah, we're just really preparing ourselves individually and just really practicing together and grinding.
And if you're able to overcome Alter Ego Celeste in Elite, you will qualify for the Game Changers land. So, any thoughts about potentially going to land or just how international Game Changers is becoming?
Um, can I say something like negative for Game Changers Land or no?
Oh, I
Uh,
mean, you can say whatever you'd
Ah,
like.
Pardon?
You can say whatever you'd like.
Okay. For me, I'm quite disappointed about the Game Changers slot. Because they only gave one slot in APAC, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, personally, I think we deserve two slots also, and I think VCT Game Changers should have more slots in the main GC LAN because there's so many teams that have potential. They just need more visibility and recognition.
Yeah. Any thoughts about the LAN or the scene in general for you, Zenny?
um, I'm just excited for LAN. Like it's been how many years since I went into one. Um, I think the VCT LANs are the Berlin, the VCT Game Changers Berlin, really opened the door for the community to showcase our skills, gave us more exposure. It also helps the community grow as I've seen more orgs now invested on having female teams, and just I'm just really excited for whatever coming on our way. I'm just really excited about how the things will pan out. Just really hoping for more slots in VCT. Overall, the scene it's really doing good. Also giving us every region an equal opportunity to compete internationally. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, that's a similar sentiment I've heard, at least on Twitter and from others, that it's great to have a land, but there are so few spots, and there's
Mm.
definitely a lot more teams that deserve that international spotlight and recognition, and it can help the scene grow. So, yeah, no, that's a very a common sentiment I've seen. So hopefully, if not this one, unfortunately, hopefully the next land will have a lot more spots available. So,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
no.
So, any final thoughts for you, Ali or Zinni? Any shout outs you want to make?
I
Um,
wanna. Okay, you go first.
go na. You go ahead.
Yeah. Um, to the team, staff, management of Bren Esports, we appreciate all the hard work you've done and you've given us. If if not for you guys, we will not be here. And to the fans, thank you for supporting us through thick and thin. We will not have gotten this far without you. Thank you.
I, I don't really have a fan about or something. I just want to thank the whole management, Bren, for giving us support and also the fans who are always there for us. Um, we we will not get where we were without you guys. So yeah, we're just really thankful for everything, and we promise you that we'll do our best to get that spot in Berlin. So please watch out for us.
Okay, definitely watch out. So, Bren Esports Victress, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us. And make sure you follow them on their socials and make sure you just follow the team to see if they're able to take down Alter Ego Celeste and claim that spot at the Game Changers Championship. So, thank you again for your time and have a good
Yeah,
rest of your
thank
day.
you. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you for having us. Have a great day ahead.